Hey everyone, I'm Tyler,
And I'm Molly.
and well, this is a little different from what we usually do. So, as many of you may know, beloved voice actor Kevin Conroy has recently just passed away. It was confirmed by his husband that he died from cancer complications. Now, we're recording this the day after he died, the day that it was announced.
Should you say what date that is?
He died yesterday, November 10th, 2022, and I guess this is just me trying to get get my thoughts out about this. So he had been an actor since for a long time, the 70s and the 80s. That's when he started. He went to school at Juilliard,
Oh, that's interesting.
and and he was uh, he was friends with Robin Williams and Christopher Reeve there.
That's really cool.
Those two were roommates, and Kevin Conroy was friends with both of them. He had bit parts in TV and movies and stuff up until the early '90s. That's when he received the role that he would be known for by everyone. That is when he first started playing Batman on Batman the Animated Series, and he played that role. He would go on to play that role for the next 30 years,
That's a really long time.
which makes him the longest running Batman actor out of anyone. You know,
Yeah.
and well, I guess not if you count Adam West's doing it in the '60s, and then some anime stuff in the '70s, and then coming back years later in the 2010s to play him again in a few animated movies. But
That's not consecutive.
no, it's not
So
really.
doesn't really
This was
count.
much more, you know, closely closely followed by another. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
there were some years between some projects, but for the most part, he was pretty consistent as Batman for the past 30 years. And when I was a kid, way back in the '90s, I'd say around 98, 99, I was 3 to 4. I would watch Batman the Animated Series with my grandma. She would watch me while my mom was at work or whatever she was doing, and I would just watch the show. That it scared me because I'm a little kid, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to stop watching it. And over the years, he would play Batman in an innumerable amount of projects. You know, he has 111 credits on IMDb.
Wow.
Most of them are Batman. I just going off just going from the beginning, there was Batman the Animated Series, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, uh, Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, Batman Beyond, The New Batman Adventures, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, a couple of video games, including the Arkham series. He was Batman in 3 out of 4 of those, and Arkham Origins, he was replaced by Roger Craig Smith for a younger Batman, which makes sense. Justice League Unlimited, Static Shock, Batman the Brave and the Bold, Superman Batman Apocalypse, Superman Batman Public Enemies, Justice League Doom, DC Universe Online, the Injustice games. Um, yeah, so this was a role that he basically perfected.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm watching you scroll through them. There's a lot.
Batman the Killing Joke, Batman Arkham VR, which I guess that is another of the Arkham series, but it's not one of the main ones. Batman and Harley Quinn, Justice League Action, Lego DC Supervillains, Teen Titans Go, Justice League vs. the Fatal Five, Scooby Doo and Guess Who. Uh, he Most of these were animated performances, but he did eventually play Bruce Wayne, a version of Bruce Wayne in the Arrowverse's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event. He played a retired Bruce Wayne on an alternate Earth. And on IMDb, his final performance as Batman is in the Multiverses video game that takes a whole bunch of Warner Brothers properties and it's a fighting game, basically like Smash Bros. Or, and his final credit on IMDb is Batman Cape Crusader, but he's not playing Bruce Wayne, he's playing Thomas Wayne, Batman's father, which he has done before on Batman the Animated Series and Batman vs. Robin, I believe. Yeah, it was Batman vs. Robin. So, yeah, this.
Superman was the only one that preceded Batman by 1 year.
I can't say that I ever
And they
met
were looking for another
this man.
super-duper
I
hero.
unfortunately I never got
So
the chance
dug
to.
out some early sketches
You know,
that I did from Leonardo da Vinci's notebook.
I just never got the opportunity to. Whenever cons he was going to were always states away from me, or I just didn't have money to do it at the time. So these things happen, unfortunately. I would have loved to, but life happens. And but I can't really overstate how much he meant to me and numerous people around the world. For all of us, he was our Batman. And I mean, you expect these things to happen. As you're getting older, and the people you watch on TV are eventually going to die. That's just how life works.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't really want it to. You don't want to wake up one day and someone who made a big part of your childhood, he's gone. You don't want that. And it's just,
Jean McCurdy called us together and said that she liked our approach.
I don't know. It just really sucks.
And we thought, that'll be a blast.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. This is probably gonna be one of those celebrity deaths that, for me at least, is one of those that hits the hardest. Along with Robin Williams or Steve Irwin, it's just
very simplified, streamlined.
I'm for the rest of my life, I'm probably gonna be thinking, like, it's just thinking how weird it is that they're not here anymore.
The cartooniness of the characters
And
the darkness of the
that's just how it is.
I started with black paper as opposed to white
Those
paper.
good words, babe.
By working
Those
on
are
black
good
and
words.
keeping
Well, I try.
things limited to lit windows.
So
And
so before I stated that his cause of death was confirmed by his husband. Kevin Conroy came out as gay 6 years ago in 2016. Although me being unobservant, or I don't know, just plain ignorant or whatever, I didn't find out until this year.
Oh.
And it was actually this was actually a part of what helped him get into the headspace of Batman. This year during Pride in June, he, along with some other LGBT icons over at DC, decided to write their experiences down in comic form, and he in it he in his comic Finding Batman is actually now free to read on DC's comic app.
That's really cool.
And in his story, he details how growing up at the time he did in the 50s, in the Catholic environment that he was brought up in, it wasn't, he really had to hide his sexuality because, unfortunately, a lot of people then and now, still unfortunately, are bigoted for that concerning that, and it's really a shame. And when he was called to, when his agent called him about this role, and he, auditioned and all that, he was able to look at himself and in the mirror, metaphorically, I'm sure, maybe literally too, I don't know, and find how this connects to his life, having to hide who he really was, wear a mask in his day-to-day life, and really not show anyone who he really was.
The 10 or 15 year period, we see that Gotham City has not become this glistening utopia of the future.
It's just that sense of longing and of wanting to belong, but not quite, reaching that helped him get into the mind space that he needed to do this. And that's all she wrote, basically.
Batman is accused of murder.
Now there's one story that I do really like about Kevin Conroy that is outside of Batman but still has to do with it. So after September 11th, 2001, after the terrorist attacks happened, then Conroy was helping in a kitchen to feed people after the event, and someone in the kitchen recognized his voice and asked if he could do the "I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman" out there, for everyone to hear him, and that just made the whole ordeal just a little bit better for everyone.
It's a nice story.
We don't force a cartoon approach on them.
It's things like that
we've got
that I'm gonna remember.
Vocally, there's a lot of difference between the Batman persona and the Bruce Wayne persona, even though it's the same person.
Do you have anything to say?
Unfortunately, no.
They have to be very, very
I think
cleanly
you
distinct.
summed it all up
And
pretty
one is
well. And
the mysterious,
unfortunately,
the darker
this
corners
man
of a man.
was
Mark
not
Hamill
part
is-
of my
is the
childhood
Joker and is great.
because I didn't watch Batman. I wasn't introduced to him until I started dating you.
Yeah, we binged Batman Beyond because I had the whole series.
Yeah.
HBO Max wasn't a thing yet.
But it's great because I'll do these
and-
wild things. I'll look at and ask Andrea Romano,
Dang
who's our
cats.
director.
And
Was that over the top?
I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, and I did enjoy it.
I wish that all
I
my
did
movies
enjoy
were
that
like
Batman show.
Delaney plays
Batman
Andrea
Beyond. It was
You
pretty
don't sit
good.
there thinking,
So
I'm
that was
so sad
probably,
that day.
honestly, the only
When
thing
you're
I have.
acting in a movie, you're high,
I've showed you a few of the
superstar has body odor,
few,
you don't really like
movies here and
Movies,
there,
yeah.
coming into
like
play,
Mask of the
it's
Phantasm. We
animated,
started
everything's perfect.
Return of the Joker today. In fact,
Yeah.
if we didn't go anywhere today, I probably would have spent the whole day just binging the animated series.
And though I'm
Just
to sound my own
Yeah.
there was
being sad all day.
He's
But-
a little prissy little
It's
son.
not good to be sad all day.
doing, Alfred? This isn't part of the plan. I must be going
But it's just nice to know that he was a big part of your childhood and that he had
Very low.
a very positive effect on childhoods throughout the world.
Batman. At this point, artists were able to pencil the Batman's every move, shot by shot.
I think that's really all we need to say. Well, all we have to say.
Yes, I think so. I think you said it pretty well.
It's great to have, a cassette of Mark Hamill doing the Joker. Just listen
Yeah.
to the way he does the line readings. You
So-
can get a facial expression in your head as to how
So long.
the look on his face
See
or whatever.
you next time.
None of the directors have any problem visualizing